Welcome to HTP America, your premier welding supplier. So everybody loves dinosaurs and transformer machines. Both of them are extinct. Neither one is roaming the earth anymore. But there is a demand for some simple MIG welder that is just like old school, where you have one dial for wire speed, one for voltage, and that's it. Not a complicated screen, not 1,000 menus, just weld. So let me introduce you. This is the newest addition to the HTP family, the MIG 1400i. It takes 8-inch spools. It has one knob for wire speed, one for voltage, and it has a door chart where you can adjust everything per your own likings in volts and inches per minute, wire feet. You find your gas, you find your material thickness settings, and you just dial it in and you weld. So this is the smaller brother of the MIG 2000i and 2800i. Those three machines are the new HTP MIG welding family for simple MIG machines. If you like a transformer machine, if you like dinosaurs, that is just the right machine for you. Simple. Simplicity is first and foremost what these machines have. Now granted, the arc dynamic is outstanding and you get really good results welding with it. So let's put this to the test. So let's talk about the hardware. What do you get with the machine? You get the machine. It plugs right into a standard 110 volt wall outlet. You get a 15 series gun. You get a ground clamp. You can run 8-inch spools of wires. The drive rolls are the same one like on your ProPulse 200 or 220. You get a flow meter, gas hose, 25 DINS connections. You can reverse your polarity here for wires that are gasless wires. Standard Euro style gun connector. In order to get started, you plug the machine into the wall outlet, turn it on, open your wire compartment, verify that you have wire in here and what kind it is. In this case, it's 030 solid wire. Then you look at your material thickness, 1/8 inch. ER70S6 DC electrode positive, so the pigtail goes in the plus, the ground clamp goes into the minus up front. 75-25 gas, 20 to 30 CFH, 030 wire. That's the second line from the top, and we're gonna go to 1/8 inch. That's about 18.2 volts, 322 inches per minute. So let's dial this in. This dial here shows you wire speed in inches per minute. We want to be right at 320. This knob here, as you touch it, it shows you voltage from 13 to 22 volt. You want to be right at 18, 18.12, right there in this range. So that's all you have to do. Let's get welding. All right, mild steel, 1/8 inch, 030 wire. So right here, this weld was pushing the weld, and then I just flipped it around and pulled this weld. Whatever you prefer, however you want to weld, same settings, same machine, same material thickness, one push, one pull. So now let's push the machine to its limits. 3/16. We can't really go any higher on the settings, but this was a straight line. All these settings are made for no gun manipulation, straight line, push or pull in the flat position. If you weld out of position, if you weld vertical up, vertical down, if you do any type of gun manipulation like C shapes or zigzags or cursive E shapes, then those settings are kind of too hot and out the door. So we're gonna use our 1/8 inch setting on some 3/16 material, and we introduce some gun manipulation to get some extra heat. So as you can see here, we have a decent amount of bluing where the heat really saturated the part. Even though the first inch may be a little bit cold, it really picked up some heat after that. Bluing looks okay. Towards the end there, even like the mill scale is like starting to flake off a little bit. So you can weld 3/16 with the right technique if you give it some gun manipulation. So what we've seen here today was very impressive for a 110 volt machine. Personally, I always hate on 110 volt welding. I said there's not enough juice in a regular 110 outlet to do this. We are in a commercial building here. We're on a 20 amp outlet. At home, on a 15 amp outlet, you can weld these settings really. You will blow your breaker. But on a 20 amp outlet, it did phenomenal. And the arc dynamic and the arc stability and the way how nice and smooth everything ran, I mean, it's just a class or two above everything else those import machines I've welded with, where the arc is kind of sputtery and stuttery and kind of harsh. Yeah, they weld on 110, but they don't really weld on 110. So this is a dedicated 110 volt machine only, not a dual voltage machine. If you have a need for a 110 volt machine and you want professional results, don't look any further. This is your machine.